My name is Nozi Pombandra. Today we're coming to you from the heart of Soweto. We're in Project Glen Extension 13 and we're here to catch up with some young entrepreneurs who are playing in the space of brand and web development. Now they are the co-founders of a company called Microcloud. The one gentleman is Thando Somakhele. He is the creative director of the company and his partner is Sfiso Pesane and he is the director responsible for strategy in the company. So let's talk about the work you kind of did for that first client. Now you're the head of creativity. What exactly does Microcloud do for its clients?
Microcloud is a creative design agency, like I did mention. So what we do is that we create branding for our clients. We create websites for our clients. We also do photography and video as you've seen in our office. We also do marketing as well for our client. So basically we rebrand current established businesses, and if you're starting your own business, we create the brand from scratch.
Right, so I mean, you started off with one client. Where's your client base? Is it mainly still in the township, or are you breaking out of the township? How is Microcloud making its money?
Most of our client base that we've gathered in the first few months of creating Microcloud were located in the township. But we've also gotten clients. One client I can mention is a lodge in Malawi. So we also do jobs for people that are abroad, but one of them is a guy in Malawi. He wanted to rebrand his brand basically.
So you've now also managed to break outside of South Africa and sort of beginning to play in the African space. How big is the team, and what does it take? I mean, you've spoken about a lot of different things that the company does. Have you found that a lot of you have to double up with some of those functions, or have you been able to build a big team? What does the team look like?
Well, we're not a big team, we're a small team. So with our smallness, we're able to then tailor make whatever project a client gives us into what he needs. So we're able to then not spread the focus thin, but we're able to then focus on what the client wants. So we're a team of about 5 guys who play different roles. We have a senior designer, we have a programmer, we also have someone that looks for new business for us, and the others are also designers as well. So we're able to then focus on the client with using those different parts in the business.
Fantastic. So the kind of businesses that you're working with, I mean, I know you've mentioned the lodge, but what kind of businesses usually want to make use of your creative services?
Well, it's different businesses, different markets, because all businesses need a brand. So we look at any business that looks to rebrand themselves or have a new brand or redesign, basically they look to their customers. So we help them with that.
What about the competition? I mean, I would think because you're young, you've got a fresh outlook, you think about things differently, you think about things innovatively. And this is a space that's actually quite saturated because there's lots of people playing in the brand space. How would you describe the competitive environment?
Well, it's a highly competitive environment, but what we use is that we use our youthful vigor to give a fresh perspective and a fresh look on the different ideas that a client would want. So we're able to then explore current trends that most probably established companies wouldn't delve into or change, right? So we're not too conservative, but we rather change with the
You're changing with the times and you're not too conservative, so bringing your youth. So I've had a fantastic conversation with you. I do want to speak to your head of strategy, but as we walk back to him, just give me a bit of your personal story. What motivates you, a young man who's 24 years old, to be so brave as to think that he can get out of formal employment and actually begin to do something in his own kasi, in his own township? What drives you, Thando?
Well, as part of the youth today, we live in the information age. So the information age drives us. There's YouTube, there's Google, and there's different other social medias. So gathering the information from all these different technologies that have been put in place in our time, we're able to then recreate a new future. So from that, I'm able to then learn what I know today from these different technologies, and we're able to then implement it into our business.
Now that I'm speaking to the head of strategy, I want to go back to what are the big plans for the business? What do you guys have in the pipeline? What are you dreaming for Microcloud?
Presently, we're looking at securing 2 big businesses, because now it's been nerve-wracking to go look for small businesses who get the money. We invest it back to the business, but now it's not sustainable. So that on its own, it's kind of tiring to go look for small business. So we're looking at securing at least 2 big clients. And another thing, we're working on a big project whereby we will be we're creating an application whereby we want schools to have all their material in one place.
Okay.
So we want them to have video tutorials, textbooks online. We want them to have audio tutorials. We want this application to help teachers to be able to put the results and encourage learners. It will work some sort of a website, but it's an application where learners they can go view their. It looks like a school portal, but we want to tailor make it for the schools.
Right. So is this accessible on their phones, or is it on computers? How do you access all of these materials that would be in one place?
I mean, obviously with the current market, a lot of kids, they're having their cell phones on hand. So the application is more user friendly on the cell phone. But it will work everywhere on the tablets and the computers.
So this idea that you're busy brewing, this is the next big idea that's going to take Microcloud to the next level. What do you need to make this idea a reality?
We currently have a programmer. It's unfortunate that he went to India to do some other job, but that's what we basically looking at.
You need a programmer to develop the coding behind the app?
To develop the coding behind the app. So he's coming back. He just went for 9 months. He'll be coming back to continue with the program. It's already underway. We have the prototype on hand. It's just to polish there and there. And
And how are you going to take it to market? So what's your game plan around taking this thing to market and making sure that it really hits the ground running?
Well, that's kind of difficult part. Because we tried to get hold of the Department of Education. We proposed the idea. They do like the idea. It's just that they saying we're not gonna take you, and we're not gonna take the idea and just pilot it that way, because there's a lot of people who are coming with different ideas. So you just need to. They saying we need to first sell it to private schools and try to make it work
So
first.
they want to see the concept being tested first before they get in.
Definitely.
Does that make it difficult for you, that this is a requirement that the department would want?
It makes it kind of difficult, because to develop the app, Zebulon Koza, who is our programmer, he's got a job. So now we need at least to hire another programmer to work with him. Yes, he's our head of programming, but now we need somebody who will work with us, and with that it comes at a price, because with programmers, most of them they high in demand, so they're working. So we need at least 2 or 3 programmers to help build the idea moving forward.
So it certainly sounds like this is the typical challenge that startup enterprises have, and it's about getting the right capacity, the support, and the financing to really take the ideas to the next level. I hope that somebody who's watching this and is interested in this tech space might pick up this idea and reach out to Microcloud. Let's talk about the next 5 years. The next 5 years, what do those look like? Are we still in the township? Is your heart and soul still going to be here? Or are we going to find you in Sandton in a big building?
Look, I'm telling you, we'll be staying here our whole life. Well, we're looking at branching out to maybe, having different branches, maybe in Cape Town and Durban, but our hearts in Soweto, hence we're based here, we have the little cash to just, rent out a little space, maybe in Gandhi Square or in Sandton or elsewhere, but, we want to communicate with our people. We want to create brands here. We want to build our own Silicon Valley. So that's the whole reason why we're based in Soweto.
So, give me a little bit about your personal story. I mean, it's really, really inspiring that here's a young man who wants to create Silicon Valley here in the township. In fact, we need to rebrand that and say you're going to create a township valley starting here in Extension 13 of Project Glen. Just give me a sense of where does your passion come from, and where does this sense of self-belief come from?
Well, they've always believed, growing up, that I was quite smart, maybe academically.
Yes.
But now, I just didn't want to follow the same trend of, finishing school, going to varsity. Yes, I went to varsity, for my first year, but I just dropped out because it wasn't in me. I was just doing it for the people, for my parents and everybody else who believes in that. But I wanted to create and build something of my own. I wanted to come out of the box and change the way we do things in Soweto. People, they still believe Soweto it's ghetto, it's that, and now Soweto is the heart of the South African economy. That's where things are happening. I mean, looking at Richard Maponya, looking at, there's quite a number of entrepreneurs that are coming out from Soweto and are making it out there.
Well, I think you've had it. We started off with Richard Maponya's defining the entrepreneurial spirit in townships like Soweto. And I think we're headed to a space where we're going to be talking about Sfiso Pesanes and Tando Somelanes, who really are changing the very heartbeat of economies. This is Young Money. Thank you so much for making the time to join us. Today, we spoke to two young men, incredible men who are located in the township from a company called Microcloud. And they are here serving their clients and dreaming big to change not only their own fortunes, but the fortunes of the townships from which they come from. From here at home, if you want to be a part of these conversations, all you need to do is drop me a tweet. The hashtag is YoungMoney410, following me at The Real Nosy and of course at CNBC Africa. The Young Money crew wants to come to you and profile your business. Guys, let's keep it real. Let's keep it rich.